Carroll said that they have listened to offers for the corner, but he said this, and I quote, "You're either competing or you're not. And so we've always had to be open for everything, every suggestion that comes along. There have been some teams that have called, and so we've talked about it. But he's extremely important to our football team." Richard Sherman responded to the trade rumors by saying, quote, "I understand it's a business. Although it's unlikely he's moved, does this surprise you that Pete Carroll openly admitted, yeah, they call, we answer, we listen."
Some of this is out of context, so it's important to kind of rein it back in. When you have owners' meetings and you have all of the national press attending, and they have access to owners and a lot of front office executives, and they're able to ask any question, and you have somebody that asks, is Richard Sherman somebody? Because of the trades between Seattle and New Orleans, you thought New Orleans needed secondary. First of all, everybody needs a shutdown corner in the NFL. Yeah. He's still a top 5 shutdown corner. It's one of the 4 positions in the NFL where you'll throw whatever you can at it, and you'd be willing to trade. You don't see it very often because there's almost an invaluable mark in terms of the price tag. But the Max Unger, Jimmy Graham trade, you're like, oh my God, well, these two are willing to do big-time trades at the center and the tight end position, which you think were franchise-type players at the respective spot. So the front office is asked about it. They didn't bring it up out of nowhere. Hey, we want to put him on the trade block. We want to trade Richard Sherman at the right price. What are you supposed to ask? And I think that Carroll sort of corralled this to the realistic nature that everybody has a price.
Yes.
If this is something, we'll get a call, and we'll be willing to take any call in. But Richard Sherman's not going to be traded.
No, not unless the offer was outlandish.
What's the offer going to have to be?
Right, it would have to be
first-round picks?
That's right. It had to be something they go, look, he's not...
Herschel Walker-type trade?
Right, where you go, he's not on the market. What if we gave you 3 number 1s? Okay, he's on the market.
Okay.
Then all of a sudden
you never think that's going to be an option.
Right, we wouldn't think any team would do that, so unless there's some ridiculous offer that's
Dave,
made...
what about the fact that we don't know the future of Earl Thomas?
No.
And it's difficult to replace the corners. We've seen the Legion of Boom, the 4th and 5th and 6th guys to fill them. They've always gone off and gotten bigger contracts.
Because they can't get all paid in Seattle.
Exactly. Because you give Chancellor his money, and you have in your front 7, you got 3 guys that are making $7 million plus. They're not as deep in the secondary position. I think you need Richard